Welcome to today's journey through the lens of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the art of living through understanding what is within our control and what is not. At the heart of Stoicism lies the belief that external events, circumstances, and the actions of others are beyond our grasp. Our true power resides in governing our perceptions, choices, and actions, urging us to cultivate serenity and resilience in the face of the uncontrollable. Stoicism invites us to dismantle the destructive emotions, anger, fear, envy, and lust, that siege our tranquility, advocating that these disturbances stem from misguided judgments about what truly matters. By realigning our beliefs with reason, we unlock a path to emotional liberation. Our exploration today delves into a particularly intriguing aspect of Stoic wisdom, one that concerns the dynamics of human relationships, particularly between men and women. Stoicism counsels a demeanor of kindness, justice, and respect towards all, transcending gender, social standing, or background. Yet it also casts a discerning eye on the complexities of sexual desires and attachments, encouraging vigilance and prudence in our interactions. Our focus sharpens on a topic of considerable relevance and, perhaps, controversy for men: the virtues that a Stoic man ought to conceal from a woman. This notion might initially appear outdated or even discriminatory, but rest assured, it springs from a profound understanding of human nature and the Stoic pursuit of self-mastery. This philosophy does not advocate for deceit, but rather for discretion, humility, and the thoughtful preservation of personal integrity. Today we shall unveil the 8 virtues that a Stoic man must judiciously shield, starting with the paramount importance of concealing one's vulnerabilities. Join us as we embark on this philosophical exploration, not just to unearth what these virtues are, but to understand the wisdom behind their concealment. 1. Personal deficiencies. In the philosophical currents of Stoicism, the Stoic individual embodies timeless precepts guiding his navigations through life, especially amidst trials and personal deficiencies. Stoicism anchors on the notion that the essence of one's being is mirrored in their reaction to adversity. In confronting personal frailties, the Stoic transcends the instinctive urges to lament or seek consolation in acknowledging his tribulations. Central to this Stoic doctrine is the principle of facing all with a Stoic resolve, a concept imbuing virtues such as patience, tolerance, resignation, bravery, and perseverance. This ethos is not a call to emotion suppression or denial of pain, but advocates for confronting challenges with serenity and a logical disposition. Stoicism posits that while external situations may elude control, one's response to these situations remains a personal prerogative. The Stoic individual shuns the pursuit of empathy or commiseration from others, even those most intimate to him like a spouse. Instead, he taps into his inner reservoir of vigor and resilience, recognizing that true might lies within. Stoicism esteems self-reliance, fostering an inner fortitude independent of external approval or sorrowful expressions. Contrary to prevailing beliefs that sharing vulnerabilities and soliciting support epitomizes strength, Stoicism proposes an alternative viewpoint. The Stoic perceives strength in silently enduring adversity, not as a Stoic charade, but as a method to nurture a resilient and calm spirit. This silence is not emotion stifling, but a deliberate choice to face difficulties with steadfast internal strength. Importantly, the Stoic does not permit his vulnerabilities to undermine his confidence or self-worth. Rather, he sees these vulnerabilities as avenues for personal growth and betterment. Within the Stoic philosophy, every challenge, every adversity, serves as a forge for a stronger, more virtuous character. It is through recognizing weaknesses that the Stoic discovers the materials for his transformation. To the Stoic, life is an unending voyage of self-discovery and self-domination, with each trial not as a barrier but as an opportunity to perfect the art of virtuous living. By adopting this philosophy, the Stoic attains a deep sense of purpose and contentment in facing life's uncertainties with grace and inner fortitude. In an era often characterized by disorder and unpredictability, the Stoic stands as a beacon to the lasting power of a disciplined intellect and an unconquerable spirit. 2. His mistake. In the philosophical realm of Stoicism, the methodology for addressing one's missteps offers profound insights and guidance, especially within the dynamic interplay of masculine and feminine relationships. From a Stoic lens, errors are not seen as mere lapses or blunders, but as essential milestones on the journey towards enlightenment and self-betterment. A man adhering to Stoic principles confronts his errors with a unique blend of modesty, assiduity, and reflective learning. One pivotal Stoic tenet regarding mistakes is the cautious approach towards disclosure, particularly to a woman, lest it be misinterpreted as a manifestation of naivety or imprudence. This viewpoint is not predicated on concealing flaws out of embarrassment or dread, but on a profound recognition that errors are intimate avenues for personal evolution. The Stoic man appreciates that divulging his errors might not invariably serve the relationship or dialogue positively. In this philosophical outlook, humility and diligence are esteemed virtues steering one's response to mistakes. A Stoic gentleman acknowledges the human propensity to err, yet he approaches his endeavors and decisions with meticulous thought and foresight, aiming to mitigate mistakes. Nevertheless, upon encountering setbacks, he embraces them as openings for self-enhancement and growth. The process of learning from mistakes is a quintessential element of Stoic practice. The Stoic man dissects his shortcomings, not with self-reproach or undue regret, but with a lucid and logical mindset, aiming to unearth underlying reasons and extract valuable lessons. Moreover, this philosophy advocates for a disciplined and resolute correction of errors, underscoring that betterment is a perpetual endeavor, demanding unwavering dedication. Mistakes, rather than diminishing one's character, act as springboards for positive transformation and self-betterment. Assuming responsibility for one's missteps is another core Stoic precept. The Stoic man eschews the temptation to assign blame, focusing instead on rectifying the situation and averting future recurrences. The Stoic sage Epictetus succinctly encapsulated this ideology with his assertion that it is not our experiences that distress us, but our perceptions of them. This profound aphorism highlights the Stoic conviction that our interpretations and reactions to occurrences, including our own errors, shape their influence on us. In essence, the Stoic approach to handling mistakes is a nuanced confluence of modesty, learning, and personal accountability. Far from seeking to hide errors, it champions the cultivation of inner strength and wisdom. By perceiving mistakes as catalysts for development and adhering to Stoic virtues, the Stoic man navigates life with a deeper comprehension and an unwavering commitment to ceaseless self-improvement, thereby embodying a philosophical perspective that resonates deeply within the context of masculine and feminine dynamics. 3. Dream of a man. In the contemplative expanse of Stoic philosophy, dreams and aspirations find their footing not in the ephemeral clouds of wishful thinking, but on the solid ground of pragmatism, self-reliance, and a judicious realism. The Stoic individual navigates the realm of ambition with a unique composure and clarity, eschewing the siren calls of vanity and illusion. This philosophical stance profoundly informs how he might share his visions and goals with a partner. emphasizing substance over the specter of vanity or the fleeting approval of others. For the Stoic, dreams are not mere flights of fancy, but deliberate pursuits that resonate with one's deepest values and abilities. In this light, a Stoic's discretion in divulging his aspirations is born not of secrecy, but of a vigilant avoidance of egotism and a dependency on external affirmation. This philosophical reserve mirrors not a deficit in ambition, but a profound adherence to Stoicism's tenet of concentrating on what lies within one's power. The quest for dreams under the Stoic lens is propelled not by a hunger for recognition, but by an inner drive for self-fulfillment and the accomplishment of goals that echo one's authentic self. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic luminary, encapsulated this ethos in his reflection that the quality of one's life is the direct reflection of the quality of one's thoughts. It's a potent reminder that true contentment and achievement spring from within, nurtured by thoughtful and purposeful contemplation. Hence, for the Stoic, dreams are far from idle musings, but are the manifestations of a deliberate, value-driven existence. This approach to aspirations, a nuanced synthesis of realism, self-sufficiency, and a commitment to personal values, epitomizes the Stoic's pursuit of a life marked by meaningful achievements and the intrinsic satisfaction that comes from living true to one's principles. Men's inner. In the rich philosophical landscape of Stoicism, the Stoic individual's engagement with his feelings and emotions unfolds as a sophisticated journey of self-discovery and mindful introspection. Anchored in the Stoic tenets that valorize comprehension over suppression, he treads the complex emotional terrain with equilibrium, acknowledging their sway on discernments and deeds. This perspective challenges the common misbelief that Stoicism demands the repression of emotions. Rather, the Stoic individual welcomes them with acute consciousness and attentiveness. For him, emotions are not foes to vanquish, but illuminative signals that afford precious introspection into one's psyche. By facing and comprehending his emotions, the Stoic cultivates a profound self-knowledge, thereby equipping himself to adeptly steer through life's vicissitudes. He remains watchful of the potential influence of emotions on his judgments and actions. Stoicism imparts that wisdom lies not in letting emotions overrule reason, but in harmonizing emotional insight with logical deliberation. By sustaining this equipoise, the Stoic ensures that his reactions to external stimuli are governed by careful, thoughtful consideration rather than impulsive sentiments. While deeply attuned to his emotions, he exercises prudence in their external expression, a discretion born not of emotional apathy but from a considered strategy to communicate effectively in ways conducive to communal well-being. He recognizes that unbridled emotional outbursts, even in intimate bonds, may not always be constructive to relational dynamics. His choice to temper emotional expression is further motivated by a dedication to uphold a composed and rational facade. In Stoicism, the goal is not emotional disengagement, but the adept navigation and sculpting of emotions, using them as instruments for self-enlightenment and sagacity. The Stoic's methodical approach to emotions epitomizes the seamless melding of logic and sentiment, a balanced confluence that cultivates a life marked by steadiness, resilience, and thoughtful interaction with existence. To conclude, the Stoic's mastery over emotions is not merely a facet of his philosophy, but a pivotal stroke in the broader canvas of Stoic virtues, rendering him a paragon of mindfulness, rationality, and emotional intelligence amidst the multifaceted human condition. 5. Life's secret. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, the treatment of personal secrets is deeply interwoven with the tenets of discretion, honor, and the profound respect for both oneself and others. This philosophical standpoint significantly influences how a Stoic individual manages the revelation of personal secrets, especially in his interactions with a woman. For the Stoic, the essence of keeping secrets does not lie in the act of concealment per se, but in a deeper understanding of privacy's value and the critical importance of preserving one's dignity. From the Stoic perspective, secrets are viewed as mirrors reflecting one's intimate life and personal journeys. These are zealously guarded, not because they inherently harbor anything discreditable or sinister, but because they symbolize facets of one's privacy and personal dignity. A Stoic values the sanctity of his private realm, acknowledging that not every facet of his existence is meant for public disclosure, even to those closest to him. Discretion emerges as a pivotal virtue within Stoic philosophy, steering the Stoic's interactions. He abstains from engaging in gossip or slander, recognizing that such actions not only breach the trust of others, but also diminish his own moral stature. His silence is not born from the fear of revelation, but springs from a deep-seated respect for his own privacy and that of others. This discretion signifies his reverence for the inviolability of personal boundaries and the confidentiality of shared secrets. Integrity and trustworthiness stand at the core of the Stoic's ethos. He is steadfast in his commitments, avoiding any form of betrayal or deceit, fully aware that such conduct would tarnish his ethical principles and undermine the trust placed in him by others. His approach to secrets, both his own and those confided in him, is underscored by a protective and respectful demeanor. He does not exploit or disclose secrets frivolously. Instead, he cherishes them as expressions of respect towards the dignity and privacy of individuals. Self-trust is a cornerstone of the Stoic's management of secrets. He places trust in his judgment and discretion, discerning what ought to be disclosed and what should remain confidential. This self-trust is not indicative of isolation or a distrust of others, but reflects his confidence in his capability to navigate his internal world. Cicero, a Stoic orator, succinctly captured this ethos by stating, "The most sacred thing in the world is the human soul." This profound declaration embodies the Stoic belief in the sanctity of the inner self, encompassing one's thoughts, feelings, experiences, and secrets. For the Stoic, safeguarding his secrets and honoring those of others is a tribute to the sacredness of the human soul. In essence, the Stoic's approach to secrets is a nuanced interplay of discretion, honor, and respect. He treasures the privacy and dignity of his inner life, recognizing that not every aspect of his existence is destined for disclosure. His dedication to discretion, trustworthiness, and the protection of personal boundaries exemplifies his reverence for the sanctity of the human soul. Through this prism, the Stoic manifests the principles of Stoicism, leading a life marked by integrity, respect for privacy, and the nurturing of a virtuous and dignified inner self. 6. The pain experienced. In the intricate weave of Stoic philosophy, the way a man rooted in Stoicism confronts discomfort is a reflection of his tenacity, strength, and steadfast dedication to preserving a sense of inner peace. This mindset significantly shapes his method of dealing with and expressing his discomforts, particularly in the nuanced interplay of a relationship with a woman. Stoicism's interpretation of discomfort isn't rooted in denial or repression, but rather in the elevation above suffering and the acceptance of challenges with a stoic yet positive attitude. In the romantic arena, an open exhibition of one's struggles may seem to denote a landscape of sorrow and distress. However, the Stoic individual doesn't yield to the burden of his discomforts. Instead, he adopts a stance of Stoic optimism, recognizing that the hurdles of life are a universal human condition. To him, endurance epitomizes his approach to discomfort. Rather than permitting his discomforts to steer his emotions or actions, he faces them with patience and resolve. Stoicism posits that bearing difficulties with dignity is not indicative of frailty, but a sign of might and perseverance. By embracing this ideology, he chooses to confront his discomforts with endurance and, notably, a profound sense of joy amidst adversity. Far from lamenting his fate, he endures his discomforts with dignity and a sense of thankfulness. This choice stems not from a perverse affinity for agony, but from an awareness that navigating pain with dignity is a path to transformation. The Stoic stance on pain is not one of vulnerability or a plea for empathy. Rather, he perceives discomfort as a personal trial and a chance for inner evolution. By opting not to openly display his discomforts, he focuses his efforts on surmounting obstacles with resilience and maintaining a stoic, buoyant spirit. Seneca, a luminary in Stoic thought, eloquently stated, "Fire tests gold and misfortune tests brave men." This adage highlights the Stoic conviction that adversities, symbolized by the allegorical fire, are occasions for individuals to showcase their genuine mettle and robustness. Thus, the Stoic man's engagement with pain is a sophisticated amalgamation of endurance, joy, and transformative progression. By facing challenges with tenacity, preserving a joyful outlook, and reinterpreting discomfort as a catalyst for growth, he epitomizes the Stoic virtues of internal fortitude and serenity. Through this lens, the Stoic man transcends affliction, effortlessly navigating the tumultuous currents of life's challenges with grace and an unwavering dedication to self-betterment. 7. Lust and longing. In the realm of Stoic thought, the discourse on pleasure takes on a distinctive hue, heralded by a clarion call for temperance and moderation. This Stoic prism, particularly in the purview of a Stoic sage's engagements and liaisons with the fairer sex, sheds light on an intricate understanding of pleasure. Anchored in the pillars of virtue and self-command, Stoicism articulates a nuanced perception of pleasure, positing it as a realm fraught with the perils of excess and dependency, if navigated without circumspection and self-restraint. For the sage walking the Stoic path, pleasure, in its essence, isn't cast in a negative light. Rather, it is the relationship one fosters with pleasure that is under scrutiny. He is cognizant of the dangers lurking when pleasure assumes the reins of control, veering him off the Stoic trail of self-discipline and logic. Hence, his dalliance with pleasure is mediated through the spectacles of reason and moderation. He partakes of his pleasures, yet remains ever mindful of their ephemeral nature and the risk they pose as diversions from pursuits of deeper significance. This Stoic approach to pleasure isn't synonymous with self-denial or asceticism, but advocates for a harmonious and deliberate integration of pleasure into one's existence. The Stoic sage eschews extravagance and overindulgence, opting instead for a path of caution and self-control in his quest for enjoyable experiences. By doing so, he ensures that pleasures do not ascend to a pedestal of dominion over him, but remain facets of life to be relished without compromising his ethos or well-being. Lust and longing for pleasures are perceived as conduits to discontent and unrest. Hence, the Stoic sage nurtures a stance of detachment towards pleasures, not allowing his desires to eclipse his rational judgment or divert him from his ethical compass. In his pleasures, he exercises wisdom and virtue, allowing them to be instruments of service rather than chains of dominion. Stoicism also underscores the importance of not squandering or misusing pleasures. The sage prioritizes the quality of his experiences over their quantity, seeking to augment his pleasures not through indulgence but through a valuation of their worth and a mindful engagement with them. In his dealings with women, The Stoic sage remains steadfast to the principle of self-governance. He does not look to satiate his pleasures through external means, including relationships, but maintains an internal regulation of his desires and pleasures, aligning them with his Stoic virtues. This self-governance stands as a testament to his dedication to personal integrity and autonomy. Epictetus, a luminary in Stoic philosophy, encapsulates this ethos with his sage observation: freedom is not secured by the fulfillment of what is desired, but by the regulation of desire. This aphorism illuminates the Stoic conviction that true liberty and happiness stem from the mastery over one's yearnings and impulses rather than their unrestrained pursuit. Thus, the Stoic sage's engagement with pleasure is marked by a profound comprehension of the equilibrium between enjoyment and self-mastery. By interacting with pleasures in a considered and conscious manner, he champions the virtues of temperance and rationality. This measured approach empowers him to savor life's delights without falling prey to the snares of excess and indulgence, living in harmony with the exalted tenets of Stoicism. 8. Man's love. In the sphere of Stoicism, the intricacies of love are navigated through a lens distinctively accentuating autonomy, self-reliance, and logical discernment. The Stoic, adhering steadfastly to the tenets of this philosophy, encounters love not as an avenue for undue attachment or dependency, but as an exercise in reasoned affection and liberating devotion. This paradigm is instrumental in demystifying the Stoic stance on romantic involvements and affective ties. For such an individual, love transcends the mere act of emotional engulfment or excessive reliance on another. It is instead an endeavor rooted in rationality and freedom, an emotional state steered by sagacity and a clear-headed understanding. To the Stoic, to love is not to forfeit one's essence into the being of another, nor to succumb to a bond that clouds judgment or erodes self-governance. It is a pursuit of affection that honors respect, dignity, and parity, treating love as a reciprocal gesture of esteem and care, rather than an instrument of bondage or possession. This outlook engenders a harmonious and balanced union, permitting both partners the liberty to remain authentic and evolve independently. The Stoic lover does not impose upon the relationship an expectation of love that could weigh it down. Instead, he treasures and reveres the affection bestowed upon him, recognizing love as a cherished offering rather than an entitlement. Such an attitude nurtures gratitude and attentiveness in his connections, enriching the depth and quality of his emotional engagements. Moreover, the Stoic's expression of love transcends mere verbal declarations, embodying instead through actions and conduct that reveal consideration, empathy, and support. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and sage, eloquently posits, "The best way to avenge yourself is not to become like the wrongdoer." This adage mirrors the Stoic resolve to preserve one's moral fiber and character, even amidst adversities or malevolent influences. Within the realm of affection, it underscores the Stoic's commitment to uphold his values, steering clear of actions that might betray his ethical convictions. Thus, the Stoic's engagement with love is marked by a confluence of deep emotional resonance and reasoned comprehension, a union where love is deeply felt yet tempered with an acute consciousness of the necessity to maintain one's autonomy, integrity, and logical appraisal. This equilibrium in loving ensures the cultivation of meaningful, rewarding relationships, all the while adhering to the foundational principles of Stoicism, thereby paving the way for a life of contentment and harmony. As we draw this discourse to a close, let us reflect on the 8 quintessentials that, according to Stoic philosophy, a man ought to keep from a woman. This counsel does not advocate for deceit, nor does it suggest fostering an emotional chasm between partners. Rather, It calls for a harmonious balance between transparency and discretion, warmth and autonomy, signifying the transition from boyhood to manhood. In choosing what to conceal, a man does not obscure his essence but instead unveils his most authentic self to her. A self that embodies courage, wisdom, integrity, strength, honor, joy, moderation, and, most profoundly, love. He presents his virtue, the cornerstone of existence. This Stoic path, though arduous and less trodden, is imbued with nobility and fulfillment. It is a testament to a life of principle, not predicated on universal acclaim, but on personal conviction and the pursuit of virtue. We stand as sentinels of Stoicism, committed to guiding you through its rich landscapes. Should you wish to delve deeper into the transformative power of Stoic wisdom and how it can forge a path to serenity and contentment, we invite you to join our fellowship. Subscribe to our channel, activate notifications, and journey with us into the heart of Stoic philosophy. We promise to equip you with the insights and strategies needed to navigate life's tumultuous seas with grace. Thank you for your attention. And remember, the key to true happiness lies within your embrace of virtue and your steadfast commitment to the Stoic way.